Ascended Masters support your Priestess Path. That's what we're going to talk about today. And so, the Priestess Path, when I talk about that, I'm referring to the path of loving yourself unconditionally and also sharing that unconditional love with the world. And when I talk about Ascended Masters, I mean those divine beings that had a human life at some point and then ascended and now are devoted and committed to supporting our journey of ascension, our journey of awakening. So it's so wonderful to connect with you. My name is Lisa Espinosa. I am a modern day priestess and spiritual career coach. And the focus of everything I do is to help you align with your soul's guidance so that you can share your unique medicine with the world. And so my first book, Answering Your Inner Calling, was all about that and sharing that through your career. This forthcoming book that I'm working on, Priestess Rise Up, is really like a sequel, which is all about stepping onto the Priestess Path. So for today's Facebook Live, I want to talk about how do the Ascended Masters, hey Catherine, how do they support this? How are they here to help you? Why would you want them to help you? How can you strengthen that connection? So before any of that, let's go ahead and tune in. Let's just set a beautiful space together so you can take some nice cleansing breaths. And just let yourself settle into your heart. Hey, May, settle into the earth. Let yourself connect with your body and connect with this moment. So whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, we're all here connected. Hello, Jill. And visualizing those roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet, deep, deep into the earth. We welcome your soul to help you release anything that's unnecessary. And then just breathing in through the bottoms of your feet, that energy of presence, that energy of focus, of alignment. And let that flow all the way to the crown of your head. So again, you're feeling like you've arrived, you are here. And in fact, let's do that mudra of presence, leaving your left hand on your knee or your thigh, wherever feels right. We lift up our right arm. We bring it down through the center channel and we say, I am present. I am here. And let's do that 2 more times. I am present. I am here. And again, I am present. I am here. And with that, we bring our hands together and bow to each other and our own heart and begin with a namaste. So let's talk about the Priestess Path, because I want to make sure you are clear on what I mean by that. And then we talk about the Ascended Masters, and then we do that meditation so that you can connect deeply with the Ascended Master or Masters that are mentoring you in this moment. So the Priestess Path of leadership specifically. The leadership, if that word scares you in any way, if you have any resistance to it, if you feel, oh no, I'm not a leader, I'm here to let you know that you are. You are a leader, because if you're watching this, if you're drawn to this transmission, whether it's here live or watching the replay later, my prayer is to connect with other leaders. And leadership is service. Leadership is committing to sharing your authentic offering with the world. And when we combine that with the Priestess Path, it's about doing that with an ongoing commitment to loving yourself unconditionally, which is a practice for sure. I think it's one of the most noblest, the most noble practices. It's not about becoming conceited. It's not about being self-indulgent. Loving yourself is a radical, revolutionary, courageous act. It requires you to go within and look at all the parts of you that you might not want to look at. And when I say you, please know I mean us, right? And to look at the parts that are difficult, to bear sacred witness with compassion to our wounding, to our trauma, to our insecurities, and to open to love all of that. And as you do that, you become like this walking beacon of light, this walking altar of love. And that's what leadership is. And so when I talk about the priestess path, it's not this like, oh, we just get to wear like priestessy robes and walk around the world like that. I love that part of it, me. But you don't have to dress differently. You don't have to even call yourself a priestess. But it's like you're committed. You're like, I know that I am here to channel the energy of unconditional love. And the only way to do that is if I commit to my own practice of unconditional love to myself, towards myself. So I'm not going to go too much into that right now because now I want to talk. So that's the setup, right? That's what I'm talking about, the priestess path. Understand, right, how noble, how vulnerable it can feel. What a stretch, what an expansion, and what a gift to the world that is. And so now we bring in the ascended masters, right? So in Buddhist tradition, I would say what they call the bodhisattvas, right? So it's these divine beings from different spiritual traditions. This is not about religion. They're not religious. Some religions have created a religion around them, but these ascended masters aren't here to promote a religion, right? They were here, hello, welcome, in the earth. They lived human lives, many lifetimes. They you could say they graduated with honors, in the human school. They, as one of my teachers says, they created their legacy of love. And these ascended masters now have ascended to a plane that is beyond time, that is unconditionally loving. And they are committed to helping humanity. They could ascend and, melt into the divine, and that's what they do, and that would be beautiful. And yet they've chosen to stay, to be here with us as well, to walk with us intimately, to help us on our own journey of awakening, and to help us, honestly, in our own training to become ascended masters when we transition, if that's what we want to do. I'm not saying that we're anywhere close to that. I don't know. I'm not saying that, oh, when I die, I'm going to be an ascended master. No, I'm saying it is a noble journey, and they understand the challenges of the human journey. They understand how heroic this is. Because think about it. Here we are having a human life. Hello, Deborah. Here we are with an ego, because we all have an ego. If you're a human, you have an ego. No matter how loving and wonderful and beautiful you are, we all have that. It's just part of being a human. And yet we are divine beings. So how courageous and heroic is that to say yes to this mission? We're going to go into the earth plane. We're going to have an ego. We're going to be around other people that have all of these egos. Our ego is going to keep telling us that the only way to be happy is to find something outside of myself, that everything I need is external, that there's all these things that are dangerous, and that I need to protect myself. And at the same time, I'm going to start to be aware of my beautiful soul that's saying, nope, everything you're looking for is within you. And as you keep connecting with your wise heart, your true heart, then the external changes. You are actually so protected. Your authenticity is your strength. Your vulnerability is your power. It's like the opposite of the ego. And we have both of that inside of us. Think about how heroic that is. And the ascended masters like Mother Mary, like Kuan Yin, like Jesus, like the Buddha, Green Tara, they all went through this. So they understand. And so when I talk about the ascended masters helping your priestess path, that's what I mean. The ascended masters are not here for us to worship them. They're not, absolutely, you might have an ascended master that you feel such a strong devotion to. Like, for example, one of those for me would be Mother Mary. I feel a very strong devotion to her. And, kind the same as when you have those earth teachers, right, that you admire. Maybe they're authors or maybe they're healers, and you can kind of put them up on a pedestal, right? So for sure we do that with the ascended masters. And it's okay if we do that, but what I want you to understand is that's not what they're looking for. They're here to mentor you. Think about that word. Think about any mentor you have had. What does a mentor do? She listens to you. She keeps helping you to fulfill your whole potential, right? She helps you to get off the floor when things have gotten really hard and difficult. She's an example, right? Because you look at them and you're like, oh my gosh, they went through some of the stuff I've gone through, or maybe even more intense stuff, and look at where they are now. I can do this. That's what a mentor does. And with the Ascended Masters, it's not just about having beautiful statues of them or images of them, which I love. You know, here I've got Kuan Yin right there, Mary Magdalene right there, Isis right over there, Mother Mary right here. So I'm surrounded with statues. So I'm not saying that's bad in any way, but those are just representations. Those are reminders for you to know, like, oh, wait, I can mentor with them. I can have a relationship with them where I talk to them and they talk to me. Really picture this. And when we do the meditation, I'm going to guide you to connect with the Ascended Master that's mentoring you right now. And you might know who that is. You might know, oh, it's Kuan Yin. I know she's I'm connecting with her. You might not know. You might be surprised. You might be like, I thought it was going to be Kuan Yin and Green Tara showed up. So be in the beginner's mind. But I want you to really imagine that this Ascended Master, oh, beautiful, DC. Yes, absolutely. Mother Mary, Isis, and all of the Sophia Dragon tribe, for sure. So she is referring to the Ascended Masters in a sacred text that we both connect with, the Sophia Code. But I want you to imagine that they move in with you. Like, so let's say I'm talking about Mother Mary. That I don't just have her statue here. Well, I have many. But she rings the doorbell and there's Mother Mary. She is moving in. She is here living with me. And she will be unlike human mentors who need time off and need to go eat and rest and be with their family. The Ascended Masters, they can be with you all the time. They can be with us and others. So imagine that, right? That there is this beautiful Ascended Master living with you now. That's the level of mentoring. That is the level of relationship. That is what's going to help you create your legacy of love, help you take your career to the next level, right? To be a source of light, a wisdom keeper, a teacher, an earth angel, whatever word you want to use. The word I'm using, a priestess. Yes, Mary Magdalene, absolutely. Oh, I've been feeling her so much as I deal with some physical. I've realized that whenever I have physical stuff coming up, Mary Magdalene, she's so in the body, even as an Ascended Master. Right? So that level of mentoring, of intimate connection with the Ascended Masters to help you on your priestess path. Because we are not meant to do this alone. Yes, of course, we're meant to have human friends, right? Human collaboration. But in this moment, I'm talking about collaboration with the Ascended Masters. With, again, one of my teachers, she calls them our friends in high places. Here we have these amazing divine beings that can see things we can't, that exist in a plane beyond time. Why would we say no to that? Why would we limit that to just having a picture or just connecting them when things are really, really bad? Instead, when they're saying, I'm here always. Yes, when you're sad. Yes, when you're feeling challenged. But also when you're celebrating. Also, I'm a spiritual career coach, so all my examples are about career. But when you're writing your blog, when you're writing your newsletter, when you're seeing your clients, when you're going to raise your rates, when you're deciding this is my ideal client, these are the people that are meant to work with me. They are there. Now, to be clear, the Ascended Masters cannot take our lessons from us. It doesn't mean that when you mentor with Mother Mary, you're going to be happy all the time. Right? There's going to be no pain or stretching or struggle. Not struggle, I don't want to use that word, but there isn't going to be pain. Because that's part of the human journey. And yet, when we go through those challenges, like, for example, this thing with my digestive system, and which, of course, it's not just my digestive system, it's my energy body, it's a spiritual initiation for sure. I could think, well, I'm mentoring with the Ascended Masters. Why did they let that happen? Well, first of all, we are sovereign. We have free will. We decided ahead of time what our initiations will be, what we're here to create. Think about someone like Mary Magdalene, like Mother Mary, like Jesus. They had their initiations. Some of them really intense, you know, and that was what they had to go through. And they had their own ascended masters that were supporting them. So, but it feels very different to go through an initiation. I know I haven't talked about this in a while, but when I used to talk a lot about, one of my daughters going through a very intense illness years ago, and it was so terrifying. But it would have been completely different if during that time I had not been connecting with Mother Mary, with Isis, with Mary Magdalene, with Kalima, all these ascended masters that were surrounding me and guiding me and leading me and holding me and reminding me of my own power. So, yeah, so I'm going to stop there for that so we can go into the inner journey. And actually what I'm being reminded of is for you to know you don't have to earn this. You don't have to prove that you're worthy. You don't have to pass all of these tests. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to never get angry or whatever. That's our ego saying, oh, well, you can't really connect with Mother Mary yet. You still have to do this. No. Like, connect with us now. So wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, however your life is going, whether it feels amazing and miraculous or whether it feels like it's falling apart or anywhere in between. Most of the time, what I understand is that it feels like all of it. There's parts of my life that feel amazing and there's so much growth, and then there's other parts that feel like, well, like this whole thing with my body that I know I've been on this path long enough that I know that so many blessings are coming from this initiation. But it's also been challenging. So it's been all of it. Again, that's the heroic human journey. Like, wow, how amazing that we signed up for this. That we were like, yep, okay, we're gonna drop down on the earth plane, have an ego, also try to, be connecting with our soul, and then all of these other egos around us and all of these other souls, and I'm gonna do this thing. It was very heroic. So let's go ahead and tune in. So I invite you to close your eyes and take some nice breaths and just feel the energy, because you might already be feeling a lot of movement in your body. And if you need to move your body, if you need to, sway or do some hip circles or anything, just allow yourself to do that. And as you do that, and actually, I'm going to invite you to visualize, I have it's a new title now, but you can see the cover of my book. So I want you to imagine that, my forthcoming book, that you're sitting on the infinity symbol. That's what she's doing. She's sitting on the infinity symbol. You're sitting right at that center point of infinity, that 0 point, right? That point that exists outside of time, where you know nothing, and at the same time, paradoxically, you can access all-knowing. So there we are, all of us together. And as you close your eyes, envision before you this beautiful golden path. And I know I use this visualization a lot, and in this moment, this is the path that is your priestess leadership path. And don't get tripped up on the words. If you're like, well, I don't know if I'm a priestess, I don't know if I'm a leader, just kind of let that go and know that if you're watching this, that you are. You could use other words. You don't ever have to use the word priestess. But you are. This is the golden path of your priestess leadership path. What does that mean? This is the path of unconditional love. This is the path of you loving yourself unconditionally and channeling that unconditional love out to the world. Through all of your offerings, all of your creative projects, everything. So that's that golden path. And so you stand there on this golden path, Your soul is with you. She's so wise. She loves you so much. And you know that your soul is always with you. Your soul believes in you. Your soul is guiding you. And you're also remembering in a deeper way that, oh, and there are these ascended master beings, these friends in high places, these loving, wise guides that are here for you. They love the Priestess Path. They love, this is, this path of unconditional love. This is their expertise. And so as you start walking on this path, you come upon a beautiful garden, beautiful roses and lilies and all of these flowers that are different colors and smell so beautiful. And there's a tree, a blossoming tree, and there's a bench under the tree. So you're on the golden path, and then you kind of look to the left and there's that little garden. And you know that you are meant to walk in that garden and sit on that beautiful bench, and it is the most comfortable bench you have ever sat on. And as you sit there, you feel the beautiful breeze, and your senses are so activated. The flowers are so beautiful. The smell is so beautiful. The wind, the breeze on your face, on your skin. You understand that this is not a typical garden. This is a divine sacred space. And as you sit there on this bench, under this beautiful flowering tree, you understand that there is an ascended master that has created this garden for you. That there is this ascended master who loves you so much, who is so devoted to your growth, that has already been helping you and wants you to know that she or he, of course, ascended masters are really beyond gender, but we'll just use those pronouns for now, that they are here for you. And so as you sit on this bench, in your heart declare, I am ready. I am ready to connect with you, Ascended Master, more deeply than ever before. I am ready. I am willing to connect with you more deeply than ever before. And you don't need to know how. So if there's a part of you that's like, but how? Send that part compassion. You don't need to worry about the how. You're just saying, I am ready. I am willing. I am willing to connect with you more deeply. Yes, I accept your help on this priestess path that I am on. And so as you say that, in front of you starts to coalesce this beautiful golden light. This golden light, these golden, almost like golden stars and sprinkles, and it's this like, it's starting to take shape. It's this almost like a stargate that is appearing right in front of you in this beautiful magical garden. And it starts to take shape, and it takes shape into the form of the Ascended Master that is here with you. It might be more than one, and that's fine. It might be one. But this is the Ascended Master that's like, I am stepping forward. I am mentoring you during this next chapter of your growth. So just take a few moments here and see who it is. and accept their presence. And if it's not clear to you, if you see a being but you're like, I'm not sure who this ascended master is, that's okay. So you're going to ask in this moment, tell me, who are you? And listen, which ascended master showed up for you in this moment? And ask, how are you here to help me? Like, what are you helping me with? And then asking, what do you want me to know in this moment? And then finally, just receive a transmission of love from this ascended master's heart to your heart. So your heart and this ascended master's heart link, and you're receiving a blessing and activation. And as that starts to wind down, the flowers in that flowering tree that you're sitting under, they start to drop all these petals over you, which are going to help you integrate all of this across all space and time through your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body. So we bring the palms of our hands together, bow to each other and our own heart, and close this inner journey with a namaste. And being very gentle with yourself. If there's any stretches you need to do, do that. If there's anything you want to write down, write that down. If there's anything you want to share here in the chat, please do that. And I want you to understand that even if you're like, well, I asked a question and I didn't hear the answer yet, that's okay. You receive the answer. Your consciousness might not be aware of it yet. And this is recorded, so you can always go back and listen to that meditation again, or you can just do it, on your own. For me, it was Isis that showed up very strongly right in front of me with her wings open. She was just right there. You got an image. Beautiful, Electra. Yes. And that's the important thing, and I'm glad you said that. So for everyone here, if you don't get a name, that's okay. It's just like when people try to find out their names of their guardian angels. That's awesome. But if you don't get a name, that's okay too. It's just like the name is helpful if it's helpful. If it's not, then that's fine. Wait, I want to read some of the other ones. Macy, I saw Golden Buddha and Thich Nhat Hanh. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. I've been, I do this meditation where I travel to the Temple of the Masters, and these last 2 times that I've done that, I've so felt Thich Nhat Hanh's presence. I didn't have a conversation with him, but I just felt his presence so strongly. It was so beautiful. So thank you for that. Mary Magdalene, she of 1,000 angels, absolutely. Isis, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, yes. So for all of you, if what I was saying, if you didn't get a name, that's okay. The important thing is your connection to that master and asking, how are you helping me? How do I deepen my connection with you? Perhaps you're gonna set an altar to them. Perhaps, and that's a whole other teaching on how to do that. And I don't mean that that's complicated, but the Ascended Masters will make it simple for you. Yeah, I'm very warm too. Absolutely. Vamos. Thank you, May. That was beautiful. Yes. So, yes, I felt a lot of warmth, and I I was just aware with everyone how these ascended masters are really coming. The thing with the ascended masters, there's such a beautiful combination of meeting you where you're at, like full acceptance of where you're at in this moment, and at the same time holding the bar up high. Like, I love you exactly as you are. I totally understand what you're going through. It's okay that you're scared. It's okay that you got angry. It's okay that you have all your feelings. And they hold the bar up high. They're like, and I know you can do this, right? So they're that like powerful combination of that. They keep holding the bar up high, which is why sometimes people hesitate with mentoring with them, right? But I don't want you to confuse that with that they're judging you in any way at all. They're like the good mother, right? That's like, oh, I love you. Oh, I understand you're in pain. Oh, I'm sorry, this is hurting. And I totally know what you can do. So come on, right? It's like, that's how they are. So I'm going to pull a few cards and then we will be done. Oh, I do want to remind you that Friday is the Rise Up Priestess Summit. You can think of it as an online, beautiful, amazing retreat. There's still 3 spots available, I believe. If you want to join us, I would love for you to do that. The Ascended Masters are absolutely going to be there. It is all about stepping onto your priestess leadership path. I'm going to be talking about connecting with the divine sacred womb. You're going to receive a Reiki attunement. I'm going to be doing some personalized channel readings for each participant. And there's so much more you can read on my website or on my Facebook event page for this Friday. And there is a $22 off coupon if you've signed up for any of my other offerings this month. And it is recorded, so if you cannot attend all of it, you can attend part of it. It's from 10 a.m. Central to 2 p.m., 12 to 1, you're on your own for your own beautiful lunch. So it'll be 10 to 12, break, and then 1 to 2. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to connect with all of you with that. So let's go ahead and pull a card. This is from the Soulful Woman. So you can think of this as added messages, right? It's like a message from your Ascended Master Guide. All right, what's the message? Oh, I love this. Asking opens a pathway. When I ask questions of my inner being, I discover that beautiful and helpful answers always come to me. Look at this. So it's like literally the Ascended Masters are saying, ask me questions, right? It's like again, when I ask questions of my inner being, I discover that beautiful and helpful answers always come to me. And so this is, I do a lot of teaching about asking empowering questions. So this is what the Ascended Masters are asking. And if you're like, I don't know how to ask good questions, ask them that. Say, bring to my mind the questions that I meant to ask you. One that I teach my clients a lot is asking it as if it already happened. So if you're, for example, I'm just going to do one more card. Let's say you are trying to decide about a job. You're like, should I leave this job? Should I not? Those kind of questions, yes or no questions, tend to not be the best questions to ask Ascended Masters, honestly. It's like, because they know we're sovereign. They don't want to, they're not here to provide, like to be shortcuts. It's interesting, right? Because on the one hand, they accelerate our path, but more than anything, they want to teach you to access your own answers, right? So, but if you ask something like, how is it that I was able to find the perfect job in such a short amount of time? That's a great question. That's an empowering question. That totally, it's like a future poll kind of question. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live on that one day. So let's just do another card from the Denise Lynn Sacred Traveler, and then we will be done. Oh, so beautiful. Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. Look at this path. I love it. This beautiful travelers on the path. I love the night sky and the stars. And actually both cards have those beautiful blue, that blue shade. I love that. Follow your bliss. Ask us the questions, right? We're here. So even though, yes, we talk about the heroic human journey and all of this, that doesn't mean that we don't get to experience bliss and joy and yeah, and like, wow, we signed up for this. I know sometimes it's like, what were we thinking? I know I have those days, but a lot of the times it's like, yeah, yeah, I'm boots on the ground. I'm an ambassador for the divine. So the second deck is, so the first one was Soulful Woman, and the second deck was Denise Linn's Sacred Traveler. Love Denise Linn and love this deck. I'm kind of a little obsessed with it right now. All right, bye everyone. You're welcome, Catherine. Thank you, everyone, and I hope to see you soon. Oh, and Sunday's the Mother Mary monthly masterclass of leadership. So if you want to join me for that, you can find the information for that also on my website, lisaespinosa.net, or on my Facebook page. Bye, everyone. See ya.